I've been playing around with wallpapers recently, trying to make some cool design effects out of them, because I think it's just very, very fun to be able to play with it without really having to be so serious in that it isn't a client work, it's just something for fun. And one of these wallpaper effects that I found, I'm going to share with you today. So I'm in Photoshop, I'm going to go File New to create a brand new blank canvas. Now, this is where you can do a wallpaper size. So I'm going to do 1440 by 900. Typically, though, we can increase that. So let's say 1980 or 1920 by 1080, which is the full HD size. Now, I think you should consider doing larger wallpaper sizes because they look good on a smaller screen, right? Okay, so let's click OK. I'm going to choose a foreground color here to be just a little off black. It's going to be a slight gray. I'm going to fill the background with that using Option Backspace. Next, I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to use my gradient tool. I have selected here one of the spectrum gradients, which isn't transparent, it's spectrum. I'm going to just drag from left to right out over my entire canvas. And with that, I have my next gradient. After that, I'm going to go to Filter. I'm going to come down to Distort, and I'm going to choose Polar Coordinates. The polar coordinates, I'm going to set to rectangular to polar, and you're going to see the effect it's going to do for me. Now, I still think it's a bit too harsh of edges here between the different colors, so I'm going to even that out by going to Filter again, this time Blur, Radial Blur, and I'm going to bump it up about 70, the amount, spin. Let's do best quality here. Right, so it's going to apply that. It's going to just, with best quality, it's going to take a little while if you have a large canvas, but shouldn't be too long time. Obviously, if you degrade the quality, the less time it's going to take. So here we have it done. It's blended it out nicely and evenly here. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is go to Filter. Again, we're using a lot of filters today. Filter Artistic, and I'm going to do Plastic Wrap. This plastic wrap I'm just going to minimize here. I have played around with the settings before, so you can see somewhere the effect we're looking for, right? So I bump the highlight strength all the way up to 20. I've chosen smoothness. You can play around with this effect too. I quite fancy these little lines here. So if you bring up details, you'll have more of the lines. If you bring it down, you'll have less of them. I prefer somewhere just in low amount here. If you want, you can try the smoothness up, which will blur out the lines and give sort of a different look. But I'm going to go with smoothness 1, hit OK. And we have, the main effect done. Now I think this might be a tad, color-wise here. So I'm going to use Command M on the Mac, Control M on the PC, which is going to bring up the curves. And I'm just going to apply a curve upwards here to lighten the entire wallpaper up just a tad. Okay, so I'm still going to retain a little bit of contrast in here. And I think this is, if I click OK, this is a very solid wallpaper idea that you can use. It's a spectrum big concept here with a little cool effect in the middle that you just get from the polar coordinates and applying a plastic wrap. So that's it for this tutorial that I want to show you. Making this wallpaper, try it out, and I hope I'm going to see you use it on your computer. And if you do, please share how your result came out. Bye-bye.